like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
This side, if I see anybody who come in, and then you add on that side.
Yeah. You're a little bit cut out the camera, but that's okay. Just because you made it.
Let me see, who do I have already as admins? Okay, so if any one of these people come in, they'll be an admin.
All right. Let me see. We're gonna set some moderators. Asia, I set you as a moderator. And then Jax, you're a moderator.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna give you guys updates on everything that's going on. It's been rough. It's been pretty rough for this past week. So that's why you haven't seen us on live as much. But I mean, we are going to continue to proclaim his innocence because we know he's innocent. Yeah. We were there. And just because we didn't get a fair trial, it doesn't take away the fact that he's still innocent. This is a very painful process for anybody who has had a loved one or anybody who's they know have been in jail. And it's especially hard when, they get done wrong and get a life sentence without the possibility of parole. That's a very, very, very hard thing to, I guess, cope with.
Yeah.
But we are fighting. We're not going to stop fighting.
Right.
He's innocent.
Yeah.
And we know that.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, we do. And I know that a lot of people who are watching right now, you guys know that he's innocent too.
Yeah.
A lot of people know that. But we're in this weird time and space where I don't understand how it is that a person who is black and goes through the same struggles just like you and me, and y'all could be happy about him going to jail or even getting a life sentence without the possibility of parole.
Yeah.
I don't think people are compassionate about that. Like, his rights were really, really violated.
Yeah.
Like, violated to the point of no end. This lady threw the book at him.
I ain't even finna hold y'all. But why is Aya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, sitting up here lying on Beyonce's internet? It's either she lying, y'all, or she just straight up ignorant of the law. First of all, on the R charge alone, he was facing a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of life in prison. So the judge didn't pull his life sentence out of her hat. Those were the guidelines for his sentencing at her discretion that she could use. So I don't know what Aya's talking about. His rights were not violated.
Yeah.
Like, violated to the point of no end. This lady threw the book at him, and it's not fair, and it's not right. And the thing that hurts me the most is that when we reach out for support, because we thinking that, we share the same problems as black human beings on this planet. Like, a lot of people go through this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people's families or family members that have been falsely accused.
Yeah.
Black men are the number one who are falsely accused and imprisoned from false allegations
Yeah.
and false testimonies.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're the main ones that are put into this prison industrial complex for monetization. They're making money off of him.
Yeah.
But to see people happy about that, I don't think I could ever like agree with that or be okay with that. We've been going through so much.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but Aya, aka Portia Wade, saying she doesn't agree with it and she'll never agree with it, like that's gonna change the situation. It's not gonna change anything, Team Too Much. File the appeal. That's what you do.
Agree with that or be okay with that. We've been going through so much as a people, and to just see him behind bars, and everybody has watched the case. Everybody heard the testimony. How do you get asked on the stand, how is it that you guys were positioned? She said, I was sitting on top of his lap with my legs over him. And he said, okay, well, explain the process of how this happened, how this went down. And she said, oh, well, he helped me take my pants off. And the attorney said, what? He helped you? Wait a minute, he helped you take your pants off. There's people right now that don't even have this type of a sentence that has actually done violent things.
Like clear evidence.
Clear out evidence.
Yeah.
Fufu just found a video where somebody got sentenced to only 10 years and they shot somebody on a live.
Yep, in Texas. Somebody sent us the article.
This case is nowhere near. I don't understand how you could convict somebody with life without the possibility of parole.
Yeah, that was very, that was personal. That was definitely personal. That wasn't, somebody really seeking justice. That was some personal feelings in that. And I feel like this whole time has been personal feelings from the alleged victim, from the detectives, from the judge, from the prosecutor.
Yeah.
Chief represents something big. This is bigger than us. Like, because Chief has been so vulnerable on his journey and been vocal and shared his life with the world on social media, and he has become very big and known because of the powerful teachings that he teaches. And with him already breaking down the corruption in the system and how it's made to split us apart, and how black people use the system to, kill each other, to hurt each other. And I feel like he's just being the example of what we all going through. Even if you haven't went through it, it could still happen to you. This is what they can do to us. This is how our own people do us. And
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but like, why are they sitting on Beyonce's internet acting like he wasn't the best prosecution witness? The jury came back, y'all, and they asked to listen to his interview. Again, his 45-plus minute interview. And they asked to see the revenge P before they made a decision. And I'm certain his own words is what convicted him. He said she said no, y'all.
our own people do us. And this is the process of exposing the system. I feel like this is the process of exposing the corruption. Yeah. And I feel like people really need to look at that and put their emotions aside. Like a lot of the, throughout this whole time, I've been seeing people saying, I haven't really agreed with certain stuff, or I don't particularly, been a follower, but I know that this is not right.
Yeah.
And I feel like, this whole situation is just exposing a lot. And this is just the process of the exposure. You know, we are going to have our victory. This is not the end, and we're going to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, he's coming home.
He is coming home.
I understand that he's been an easy target because he, like you said, he's a online personality. He's been vulnerable online. He puts everything online, and so people who don't have the courage enough to say, here, this is what we're going through as a people, these are the challenges right here, right in real time. People don't have the courage. They look down and they scrutinize the process that we're going through healing, you know. And he's been a target for that, and because he has this charisma that everybody's talking about, because he has this energy that is able to captivate or influence a lot of people, that, what does that say about anybody in this room right now that is good at speaking online?
The issue is with this society.
Not them. Not them, y'all. Not them sitting up here on Beyonce's internet acting like Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Chief Papa John Hot Pocket, a.k.a. Chief Administrative Segregation, was this eloquent, charming, charismatic speaker. Girl, y'all listen to this clip. Listen to this clip about Aya, a.k.a. Porsche Wade.
Team Aya, come get her. I don't give a fuck. You wouldn't even know who Aya was, wasn't for me. And when Aya died, I hope y'all motherfucking be right there with her, laughing at her like, you stupid bitch, you listen to us? Stupid ass.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but clearly they believe that he is their leader, their messiah, their king, and their husband. So I really, really feel bad for them as far as what the future holds and where he is leading them to.
Right now that is good at speaking online.
The issue is with this society is that, okay, yes, Chief has all this whatever charisma or whatever. He's very influential. The problem that the system has with Chief is that he's not using charisma and that influence to further their system. He's not using that charisma to be a basketball player. He's not using that charisma to jump over hurdles and entertain white America. He's not using that to go chase a bag, a piece of paper. He's using that to actually lead people into their righteous mind.
Liberate us.
Liberate ourselves.
And that's why he's so dangerous to them.
And that's why they're trying to label him as a cult leader, because he doesn't want any parts of the United States of America's cult. He never said he was a cult leader. No. He just went.
And that's why I came to America, and that's why I was born here, because I knew I would have the right to be a cult leader, to be a cult leader, to be a cult leader.
So he never said that he was a cult leader, huh? There are so many videos on Beyonce's internet with him saying that he is indeed a cult leader. Like, ladies, please stop. Y'all, remember y'all used to talk about the Akashic records? He's done said too much on Beyonce's internet for y'all to be sitting up here lying and playing.
Cult leader. No. He just went back into nature and taught about the science about it.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. A lot of, and especially being on social media, a lot of words get taken out of context. They get misconstrued when it wasn't really said or meant in a certain way that people are taking it. And it's like, it's just crazy. I found an article the other day. One of our supporters had actually found, and they sent it to me, that the Georgia Supreme Court, they actually overturned a murder conviction because of social media. Mm-hmm.
Bless their heart. Bless their little hearts. They are grasping at every and anything right now to try to get him out. But it's not going to work, ladies. He confessed. He should have maintained his right to remain silent.
Turned a murder conviction because of social media. Mm-hmm. they swayed the jury using these rap videos that they made to actually get this person convicted. But that's not nothing different from what happened in our case.
It's not.
They used
His
social
character.
media, and another thing is that they took our words out of context. We didn't get a fair trial.
No.
They
That was
called
very clear.
me a liar.
Mm-hmm.
When
You a liar.
I was like, wait a minute, how am I a liar when I just explained
Very clearly.
very clearly? They try to say that about the Chris Rock slap.
I ain't even finna hold y'all. A lot of people are like very sympathetic to the ladies, but I'm gonna tell you my perspective. These women are very dangerous. They are dangerous women because Aya, a.k.a. Laya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, is sitting up here on Beyonce's internet lying right now. And I have the clip to prove it. Check this out, y'all.
Good afternoon, Ms. Wade. Good afternoon.
Hi.
All right, just a few questions for you. So I think on direct examination, you talked about witnessing the Chris Rock slap.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes, I did.
And that was funny to you all?
Yes, it was.
And you thought that would get you all attention?
Yes.
Because it got Chris Rock attention?
Yes, it did. Among other things, we do notice that from our experience with more than just the Chris Rock slap, but before that, we noticed that our numbers go up in the room as soon as there is some sort of drama or an argument or some sort of something that somebody can look at and pay attention to.
And you realized the Chris Rock slap was March 27th, 2022, right?
I'm not aware of that.
So it was after this incident occurred.
Okay.
All right. So when you joined...
Now, we all just heard her be confronted with the fact that the slap between Will Smith and Chris Rock happened after they had already been slapping each other. Y'all see how Aya, a.k.a. Laya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, just said, okay, because she knew she was lying.
Okay.
All right. So when you joined Mr. Bishop's group, and you're still a member, right?
A member?
Yes, of Carbonation.
No.
Okay. Are you not a member of Carbonation anymore?
Carbonation, that is just a very touchy subject. I was affiliated with Carbonation, a member. I don't know if it could be called a member technically, because I mean we were just a group of people that joined his life. We just wanted to come and be with him.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I could call it me being a member.
Okay. You're still in his group, joining his life
Yes.
today?
Yes.
All right. And when you joined his group, you had to sell any belongings that you had?
Can you repeat that?
When you joined his group, you had to sell any of the belongings that you had?
You said myself?
Not yourself. In the group, you had to sell any of the belongings that you had?
You said myself?
This group, you had to sell any of the belongings that you had?
You said myself?
Not yourself, any of your belongings.
Is it just me, or did Aya, a.k.a. Laya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, look like, wait a minute, is this lady trying to ask me about my days, back in the oldest profession in America? Because for those of you who may not know, word on the curb is that Aya was working Figueroa before she joined Carbonation. Like she was a lady of the night.
You said myself?
Not yourself, any of your belongings. You had to sell them to get money.
No.
Okay.
No. I
And-
didn't sell anything to get money.
All right. When you came to the group, did you have money?
No. I didn't have any money.
And while you were in the group, you weren't allowed to work, were you?
I wasn't working before I came to the group. I wasn't working for about 5 to 6 years prior to me joining the group.
And other folks in the group, they weren't allowed to work, were they?
If they wanted to leave and work, they could.
Outside of the group, they could work?
Outside of the group, they could.
Okay. And let's talk about some of the rules. Mr. Bishop had roles for the women.
You said roles?
I want to talk about rules.
Rules. Okay.
Rules. There were certain roles for women, right?
Rules.
Roles.
Spell. Are you talking about role, R-O-L-E, or rule, R-U-L-E?
I'm talking about general rules, R-U-L-E-S, and then the roles, R-O-L-E-S, of women, okay?
Yes.
And he thought women were less than the men, right?
No.
Y'all were on equal footing?
Yes, and I just want to say most of the things that he does say online are for a wow factor. But he doesn't, he probably did say that one time in his videos that he felt that women were beneath them. Essentially, no. He had said in many other videos where he thinks that women are his equal and that women are essentially above him. Because we are, we carried him and men, children inside our wombs.
Okay. And he thinks women are property, right? His property.
He doesn't think that all women are his property. If he believes that if you're in a relationship with him, that you're his woman. You're in a relationship with him, that you're his woman. And it's not to say you're his property as in a tag or something like that. He's not saying it in that type of term.
Okay. And he tells you all how to dress, right?
No.
He didn't tell you how to dress today?
No.
He didn't tell you to make sure you wore something that was different from what you normally wear?
A lot of people give me advice on what to wear because I'm a public figure. So I get many phone calls every day. People tell me, don't wear this, don't wear that. Essentially, it's my choice on what I want to wear.
But I'm asking specifically about Mr. Bishop and what he told you and the other wives, girlfriends, women that he's in a relationship with. He told you all what to wear to come to court, didn't he?
He didn't pick out my outfit. He doesn't know what I have in my closet.
Now, you gave this, your testimony today about coming in the room, they smiled at you, they asked for a moment. You testified to that on direct, right?
Can you say that one more time?
Sure.
I hear you.
Sure. On direct examination, when Mr. Booker was asking you questions, you testified that Mr. Bishop came into the room, they smiled at you, they asked for a moment.
Yes.
And that you were in the bathroom the entire time.
Yes, I was.
And you have never given that statement to law enforcement, ever, have you?
I was never asked by law enforcement. And when this all happened when we were arrested on April 7th, was it April 7th? Nobody was ever asking me any questions. So I don't know the legal process. And I was reaching out to several different people to help me on what should I do. But essentially, no, I didn't give this to any officers, but I did give it to Booker. And I believe when he first came onto our case as a lawyer, I gave him this same story.
Okay. And just a couple more questions. Mr. Bishop would often tell you guys that outside was hell.
You said that he told us that outside was hell?
I don't know if I said Mr. Booker, I meant Mr. Bishop if I did. Mr. Bishop would often tell you guys that outside was hell.
Well, our beliefs are protected under the First Amendment rights. We don't believe that outside essentially is hell. We believe that this is an earth, and we wake up every day. There's another chance and another opportunity. Hell is a mental state. So if you are living where you did something wrong and you feel guilty and you feel regret for that, then we would say you're in a hell state of mind.
Okay. And you believe that Mr. Bishop is your Lord?
No.
Okay. You don't believe he's the Messiah?
Yes, he is the Messiah. He does bring a certain message for a general group of people.
And because he is the Messiah, you can't say no to him, can you?
Yes, I say no to him a lot, actually.
And there's consequences when that happens, right?
No, I don't know. There's no consequences when you say no.
You just say no and everything's fine. He's fine with it.
Yeah, essentially he'll ask, well, why? And then you say, well, I just don't want to. Then it's like, okay.
All right. Now, social media, you all had an online presence back in March 2022. You still do, right?
Yes.
And Mr. Bishop had a Twitter page.
Yes.
And he was the only one that controlled, or he was one that controlled that Twitter page.
No.
Nothing was posted without his consent.
No. There were things that were posted without his consent. There was things that I posted, videos that I posted on there. But then if mainly those were that was his page. Mainly he was in control over his own page. But there were times where I would post something on there that I liked.
Okay. And the videos, you didn't post those, did you?
I posted one because I am in the video with her.
Are you admitting that you just posted pornographic videos on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh.
But there were times where I would post something on there that I liked.
Okay. And the videos, you didn't post those, did you?
I posted one because I am in the video with her.
Are you admitting that you just posted pornographic videos on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Because I'm in the video with her.
You know that's a crime, right?
No. It's not a crime when the person agreed for the video to be posted. And I'm actually in the video with her, with several other women that day, and we were teaching a class after that video. His Twitter page is open right now. There's multiple videos that show the date that those Twitter videos were posted. It was posted before she left. She was there. There was many videos that me and her did together to promote that we were posting on Twitter. There was one post that we did where we were sitting, me and her, sitting on Mr. Bishop's lap with our butts showing. So yes, she was well aware that we posted the videos because I was in the video with her.
Okay. So you're saying you posted one of those videos?
Yes, I did.
All right. Now, let's just talk about your contact with Mr. Bishop since this trial's going on. Y'all talk every single night, right?
Yes, we do.
And when y'all talk, it's you,
Yes.
Malia, or Tanisha DeLay,
Yes.
and Kayla Buckner.
Yes.
Every time y'all talk, it's the three of y'all.
Yes.
And he's called Miss DeLay's phone 59 times since last week, since this trial has started.
Yes.
And he's called your phone 18 times since this trial started.
Yes.
And he's called Miss Buckner's phone 5 times since this trial started.
Yes.
So y'all have talked in the last week at least 82 times.
Yes.
And in those conversations, he gives you updates about what's happening in the trial.
Yes.
He tells you what people are saying.
Yes.
He's telling you what you're saying.
He doesn't tell me what you're saying.
But y'all talk about the trial, right?
Yes, we talked about the trial in general.
Now, let's just talk about your contact with Mr. Bishop since this trial's going on. Y'all talk every single night, right?
Yes, we do.
And when y'all talk, it's you,
Yes.
Malia, or Tanisha DeLay,
Yes.
and Kayla Buckner.
Yes.
Every time y'all talk, it's the three of y'all.
Yes.
And he's called Miss DeLay's phone 59 times since last week, since this trial has started.
Yes.
And he's called your phone 18 times since this trial started.
Yes.
And he's called Miss Buckner's phone 5 times since this trial started.
Yes.
So y'all have talked in the last week at least 82 times.
Yes.
And in those conversations, he gives you updates about what's happening in the trial.
Yes.
He tells you what people are saying.
Yes.
He's telling you saying.
He doesn't tell me what he's saying.
But y'all talk about the trial, right?
Yes, we talked about the trial in general. We don't talk about.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I could just imagine hearing them now. Him telling them, Aya, you gotta say you was in the bathroom. Remember, there's a bathroom connected to the other room. Just say you was in the bathroom the whole time, Aya. That's all. And then they gonna have to let me walk. And Efru, you say this. And on the recorded line, y'all. All on the recorded line.
Trial in general, we don't talk about specifics all the time of the trial.
That's all happened.
Any redirect?
Nope, Your Honor.
All right, will she be excused?
Yes, sir. She can remain in the courtroom.
She can remain in the courtroom as long as there are no outbursts.
She's not going to have any outbursts.
Okay, she can remain in the courtroom. All right, next witness. Y'all doing okay?
All right, I'm going to step out of record.
Okay? And we still have that person.
I'm telling y'all, that prosecutor, Thomas, she did not come to play, honey. She did not come to play. She tore Aya up on that stand. Did y'all see Aya on cross? I zoomed in so y'all could see her, like, her facial expressions through them glasses. Y'all, Miss Thomas was giving Aya that work, straight up.
Very clearly.
Very clearly. They try to say that about the Chris Rock slap when I had explained that already before I had said that, was that we had already, before those Chris Rock slaps, we had already implemented things to grab the attention of the people.
Yeah, y'all
that was
said that.
already in effect. And then when the Chris Rock slaps had came out, we implemented that part. We weren't slapping until after that. But that was the part that we weren't able to get a fair questioning, a fair trial. We weren't able to get that. The judge, and if I may say so myself, was very rude to us. She was not like that to the other side.
Yeah.
And we were very, very articulate, and it's just not fair that we were not allowed or even properly prepared or questioned for this. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate.
And somebody said the slap don't need to be explained.
It really doesn't.
Because he wasn't charged for no violence.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I went up there to be questioned, I wasn't asked too many questions about that night, and they knew that I was a key witness there. If I tell you that I'm in the room when they walk in,
and I was standing there watching the whole thing, looking in the eyes and crying. I seen the whole thing.
And you explained that really well. But how do you go over that
and say objection hearsay? The prosecutor had the nerve to say objection hearsay.
And more than that, how do you gloss over that fact that we were there? The main reason why we are here is for these certain charges, right? And we're saying we were there, right? These other people who took stand was not there. And the people who was there...
These ladies have to know. They have to know, y'all. How could they not know? How could they not know that the fact that there were 82 plus phone calls made since the start of the trial to them from Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Chief Hoppa John Hot Pocket, a.k.a. Chief Administrative Segregation, how could they not know that that looks really suspect? Like, seriously? Come on, y'all. Stop it. Just cut it out, Aya, a.k.a. Liar, a.k.a. Porsche Wade. You was not in the bathroom, ma'am.
Stand was not there. And the people who was there, y'all didn't make that a focus. Y'all didn't ask them about that night. Y'all didn't ask us, the main witnesses who was there, about that night. Y'all glossed over. Y'all asked us 2 or 3 questions about it, but made it about something else. Mm-hmm. Y'all made it about what he telling me to wear. He's been in jail for 2 years. How is he gonna tell me what to wear when he don't know what in my closet.
Guys, this is a moment that I have personally anticipated. This book is now available for pre-order. Authored by Janae Newell. The title is Lesson Learned. Janae shares a part of her journey with us, and I am looking forward to this amazing read. I myself am already on the pre-order list. If you're interested in being one of the first people to get this book, definitely hit Janae up on IG. Her IG is janae.alexandria. So hit her DM, let her know you're interested, and be sure to let her know that Medea sent you.
He don't know what we got. So that was the whole thing, was create this distraction. But
Distraction.
we gonna keep on, like, we put together the videos. We gonna keep on with our platform, making sure that everybody knows that we are still here. We are still fighting the process. This process is going to be appealed. It is going to be appealed. He is going to be coming home.
That's right.
Because it was a lot of things that went wrong that should not have happened, especially if you had an interest in justice and finding out what the actual truth is. The truth was right there, and it was not proved beyond the state did not prove beyond a reasonable doubt. They proved some that we had a lot of influence on social media from YouTube and Bigo and Instagram. But what they did not prove was him doing these allegations that they said: rape, false imprisonment. How, Sway? There was a person who actually locked some people in, like, was actually confined for years, like several years, locked up. Bitch, how, when you are in your fucking Uber? And that's the thing, I don't understand. How could these people sleep at night? Like he said at the end, are you happy? Because an innocent black man was just sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. This was not a violent crime. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't hurt nobody. And he was sentenced to that? I don't understand how. And so it's like there's people that are really, 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 really victims. And then for you, after a sentence like this, to go online and sell a book and sell products, was it always for $1? Was it always for the clout? I think it probably was, because in her interview that she did with the detectives, that, mind you, we was not able to play because this interview exonerates him. She said, I did an interview on the T. Yeah, that interview got 44,000 views. Bitch, if you right here reporting a crime and something really happened to you, why you caring about the views and how many views? Why you reporting that to the detectives? Yeah, I did an interview with the T and it got 44,000 views. I mean, like, people have to use their brain in this whole situation. Like, use your feelings, your heart. What if this was your family member? What if this was somebody that you know? Do you know that karma works like you might not have to pay for it right now. But later on down the line, your daughter might pay for it. Your son might pay for it.
Yeah.
It might be, the burden might be so heavy on you that your daughter, your son, and your grandchildren and their grandchildren might have to pay for it.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but she talking about you might have to pay for it, your children or your grandchildren or their children. Listen, Aya, you can't speak nothing bad over my family. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I think everybody in my family knows not to speak to the police. Your chief, your fake husband, your messiah, he got life in prison because of his own words. Like, I don't know when y'all gonna really like come to that realization. He did it to himself, mama.
Grandchildren and they grandchildren might have to pay for it. Because he's showing the damn hell is innocent.
Well, I feel like the system can do us like this because of how we treat each other. Because we treat each other like that. So we allow this type of stuff to happen. And if you look at the baby doll experiment, I'm pretty sure everybody know about the baby doll experiment when they get little kids, 2, 3, 4 years old, dark-skinned children. They put a white baby doll and a black baby doll in front of them and say, which one is the pretty doll? And this black little girl point to that white doll. And they say, which one is the bad doll? And the black little girl points to that black baby doll. And so this is deep.
Slavery.
And it's sad that some people are looking at this from the surface. But this is really deep. Like, this is self-hate that's passed on from generations and generations and generations. It's like installed genetically. And that's what Chief set out to do. He set out to try to help the black woman. You know,
Right.
Try to tell her the natural way of living. You know, since a little girl, black women, we got self-hate. He wanted to take the black woman out of a society where there's billboards of white skinny women with blonde hair, black beauty salons with black women with blonde straight hair. He wanted to take the black woman out that society and put her in her natural environment.
Yeah.
Where she really belongs, to help her tap into who she truly is, into her goddess.
Yeah.
But people don't understand when it comes to spirituality and it comes to knowing thyself, it's a beautiful process, but you also going to be knowing the ugly, dark, shadow parts of yourself as well. That's also what comes with understanding who you are. And this whole situation is just exposing all of our traumas, all of our darkness, all of the things that we have to work on as a people is just coming up. And it's like, are we going to look at this together as a people, or are we going to keep on perpetuating this?
We're not. I think that we're not. If you see the way that this society is headed, we are more separated as a people than ever.
Yeah, we are.
Chief actually was bringing a community together of people, of like-minded individuals, where you could come and you could think, where you could come and you could start to elevate your mind, where you can come and get out of the normal mundane things of working, and where you could just come and laugh.
These people didn't have to work. Chief took care of everybody.
No, these people who were there with us, at one time, I remember it was at least 27 people. You didn't have to do nothing. He provided a refuge for people who could come and be themselves.
He provided a refuge with y'all money, because a lot of y'all came there with money, and also Keys, aka Flo, aka Philip, at one point in time gave that man, I think it was over 300K. That's word on the curb. So we not going to sit on Beyonce's internet over here and pretend that Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, had funds, had some type of money taking care of people. That wasn't what was happening.
People who could come and be themselves. Everybody had a platform. It wasn't like they treated him like as if he's like Jeffrey Dahmer or some Marilyn Manson. Nothing like that ever happened. Like, you have the ability to reach out and talk to anybody that you wanted to. I mean, these people were live all day, 24/7, had their phones with them 24/7, 7 days a week out of the, it was nothing like that. It was just people that was coming to join. And because things got tough, because things wasn't looking so good for them or for us as a family, you guys jump and start to point the finger and the blame on him when everybody is responsible. Everybody was grown adults. Everybody should have been taking responsibility, not picking at him on the day of sentencing. The only person that should have got up there and said something that day, honestly, was Terry, and not even her, because he didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? They just came on and started to slander him one by one by one when he didn't do nothing to these people. He ain't do nothing to y'all. He ain't do nothing to y'all but give y'all a place to come and open your minds, philosophize, talk about astrology, biology, quantum physics, melanin and grounding. A place where you can come and be yourself. A place where you can come and socialize with like-minded people, because you in a place where people just generally don't think like you. So we got a bunch of people that think the same. But people not taking responsibility for what they did. Like, you're an adult. How is somebody holding you? How is it? He's not a cult. He's not nobody violent. That cult thing, and we don't even it's been explained so many times by him. It's been explained so many times by us. We've made it clear. But it seems like that's not enough. I mean, I understand that Chief is a very strong man, but the level of hate that he gets is actually sickening. When he's just a loving person, he just really wants to see people doing good, and it's like to just be bashed on after you get a sentence like that, and it wasn't fair. The whole trial wasn't fair. I don't see how people can sleep with themselves. I don't even see how people who are saying these really evil things in here, because it's like, y'all watch these characters and how they move. How do you have a baby with somebody 4 months after this supposedly happened to you, and then you accuse that person of the same thing? But mind you, before that, when she came back to us many times, she accused that person, TKO, of something. She accused, what's that little dude? The little dude she was with, accused that person. Before that, she accused York of that. Before that, she accused that person of something.
Yeah. But, this is, I know it looks like the enemy has won. But like I said, it's just trying to show us something. It's trying to
tell y'all to get out.
Just something. It's the lesson.
The lesson here is no means no.
Yeah. And it's just a process. Be home.
Yeah. You guys don't understand, as much hate as he has is as much love, if not more. So even people who are watching that don't even know us, that saw the injustice.
I see you guys. We're going to let you up in a second.
There are people out here that seen this and was like,
yeah,
that ain't right.
And that's what we need. We need a lawyer who's hard on the law, Like when Chief was like, I'm not being in this courtroom because you got COVID. We need a lawyer like, yeah, no, this is not right. We standing on this. And so we are looking for appeal lawyers. We've been calling a few. We have meetings scheduled. If y'all know any good appeal lawyers, don't hesitate to send them to us, because we're going to call them.
Even if you yourself practice law, like
let us know.
If you a paralegal or you a lawyer or you know somebody who is a lawyer, like even if you just looking up something online and you like, here's the appeal process, like we gonna read it.
Yeah, we trust me, we are taking notes, we are making networks, and a lot of people have been sending us some really great stuff. And if you in here and you have, I just want to say I'm thankful, because this stuff is really helping us, and we're putting together you know, a whole document of just everything that we need set in stone. And you know, we can't share everything online because we are being under attack.
Yeah,
everything that we do is being under attack,
and that's crazy. Just to target, like, I mean, the hate is like to another extent level, to where they actually is like banking on us to die or some type shit,
and give up and try to be a part of the lie and a part of this BS. We could never. They obviously are lying. These people are obviously doing very malicious things for an opportunity that just gonna be for a moment. And it's not about the trend, it's about the end. And you have to endure when you walking on this path and standing in truth, and you keeping the knowledge. No matter what you do, keep the knowledge in who you are. Know thyself. When you're going through your trials and tribulations and your obstacles, you walking through the valley of the shadow of death, you have to remember your mission and your purpose.
Yeah.
And stay focused on the prize. Because it's going to be a lot of distractions. It's going to be a lot of waves. Yeah. And you got to stay focused on the end goal and the victory.
He is going to beat this.
Yes.
Like,
and we're going to be reunited. And we're going to be back how we was. It's just the process of it all. And the feelings
this is
of
the process.
it.
These are the feelings. The emotions behind it. Like,
yeah.
He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
That's a very excessive sentence.
For nothing.
That's an excessive sentence. And I feel like that's been the main thing that shocked a lot of people, was like, murderers don't even get that. People who actually great people and have concrete evidence without reasonable doubt don't even get that. Like, that was crazy. That was crazy.
This is just a wake-up call.
All right, y'all. Go on ahead and drop me a comment. Smash the heck out of that like button and share. Thank you guys in advance.
Because, like you said, on a bigger scale, like, we all are suffering from this. Like, we all will be suffering from this. And it's not going to stop. They are going to continue to do us as a people like this, and our leaders like this. They are going to continue to do, you know, because it's just like they don't have any consequences for doing it. No, they know black people ain't gonna stick together no way to fight, you know.
Yeah, that's why they do us like this, because we don't stick together.
Yeah, like, we have organizations, yes, that's true, but I'm talking about on a global scale. The reason why they are so powerful, or the reason why they are able to do some of the things that they do, you know, because it's still a struggle for these organizations, especially like the NAACP and other civil rights activists. It's still a fight and a battle to get us out of the system once we are getting into it. You know, especially innocent. He's innocent. And so it's just going to be a process, and it's going to be a fight. But it's one worth. It's one that is worth more than anything. So we are definitely going to just keep on with the process to his freedom and releasing him, because he does not deserve this at all.
We have to stop doing ourselves like this. We have to stop. We have to stop. And I feel like we are the examples of what it looks like to support, to have our foot down.
Efaru, aka Kayla Buckner, I wish you would just stop it. Talking about some y'all have y'all feet down. Is it like how he had his foot on Malia's head? Y'all see the image on the screen, right? Yeah. He was doing this sugar honey iced tea live on the internet. And yet they sit up here and talk about how loving and caring he is and how they are setting a standard. Y'all are only setting a standard for women to accept an abusive, narcissistic relationship. That's all y'all setting a standard for.
Have our foot down and stay together as a family and as his wives and women. I feel like it's just very important, and somebody got to do it, you know. And we're staying tight, because they are trying to, you know, they trying to split us apart,
trying to attack us on,
you know,
all
when,
levels.
yeah, when this happened and they came and arrested and detained all of us, they didn't ask us questions, but the people who they did ask questions, they said, well, what would you do without him? So it was like this whole thing of just, it's like a psychological experiment that they're doing. And it's like, we're his family. Like, we know him, we love him, we know who he really is. Y'all going off, the detectives was looking, you know, messaging the trolls, emailing the trolls, trying to get information. Like, but something's good gonna come out of this. And I see Goddess is asking to come up. Did you still want to come up and say some stuff?
Yeah.
Let you come up and see what you got to say.
I think it keeps on, cause I guess
Baba, what's her name?
every time, yeah, it keeps going off and on.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Peace,
go.
Goddess.
Peace.
I don't know how to my screen is acting up. Oh, there it
Yeah.
go. How y'all doing?
We holding in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have to.
I would hope so. You all have been really 10 toes standing, not down but up.
Yeah.
I personally, all I wanted to say was I kind of was thrown off because when the judge was basically talking about pro se, it was weird that she asked about pro se during trial when y'all already asked for pro se prior.
Yeah.
So the pro se would have put you all in.
Another person who is ignorant of the laws. The reason the judge brought up pro se is because Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, requested to fire his attorney. And at that juncture, had she granted his request, he would have had to continue on representing himself, which is a pro se defendant. So I don't know why she talking like this was something weird or something. Ignorance is bliss, y'all. Ignorance is bliss.
Prior.
Yeah.
So the pro se would have put you all in proper jurisdiction. They basically raped him through his straw man. That's what transpired. They utilized the cult accusation to tie the charges into that. And that's what got him the life sentence. I was saying that the whole time, but because I'm a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, there's certain things that I cannot present to the public. However, you all really do need to seek counsel that are not, I wouldn't say that's under the bar, because they all work together.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's sad to say it, like everybody, oh, get a lawyer, get a lawyer, get a lawyer. But what people are not understanding is these people are accredited by the British Crown, which is still under the United States Corporation. It sounds a little all over the place, but if you do it
Right. What the? What the heck?
It sounds a little all over the place, but if you do a little research, then things will start making sense. It's not ironic that they have York, Jamal Rashad, and this young man there.
Yeah.
Say you don't like his lifestyle and his actions, but to lie on him is something different.
That's true.
He can be extremely sarcastic. I've seen that. He can trigger your traumas with the things he says, so you can start doing your shadow work. I've also seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen a little where he get a little, he laughs and he whatever. People get like that. Your truth and falsehood strangely mixed. But to lie and say he took the vagina like that is wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew Nature Boy before he was so-called popular.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook before Instagram, and this is when Nature Boy was in his little one room eating mangoes. His hair wasn't grown out yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was on this shadow journey. This is around the time when Yada Awakening was out.
Right.
I don't know if y'all remember Yada Awakening. He was also on that cleanly.
We remember.
Yada, okay.
Remember the journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm follow the timestamp.
Right.
Nature Boy was not recruit. I don't remember him recruit. Y'all have to come. He was like, look, this is what
where
I'm
I'm
doing.
going.
This is my faith. Right now, I'm on a new journey. I'm here in. He was saying he was in Georgia at the time.
Yeah.
He wanted to go off grid.
Yeah.
That's how that all started. Keep in mind, people kept their cell phones. I was seeing people on their cell phones. I was going back and forth to Jamaica at this time.
Yeah.
I fell off when the young lady, Velvet, was carrying on with her antics. And I was like, this thing getting kind of outrageous. And I left it alone.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, I heard about these allegations.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I already was putting 2 and 2 together because keep in mind, I already kind of had correspondence with him already. And he already did the birth chart. Y'all seen the information.
Yeah.
So these things that they're doing, it was already a plan because of the Costa Rica, the Mexico, the this and the that. Why immigration was able to even do all of that is because of the 14th Amendment citizenship that we are under.
That's true.
Our bodies, our vessel is marked as dead. Even though we are in the living, like we're in living flesh, these people, they have 2 ways of differentiating you.
Yeah.
They differentiate you through the public and through the private side. So we are all public. You see those balloons? That's wild. I don't even know why they did that, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, this is why I kept typing, but it's but so much I could type because you're gonna get overthrown by the haters, these and this and that.
Oh yeah.
There's but so much things I can say. Once again, I'm not gonna go into depth. I don't want no chimney or no smoke with these unnecessary agents.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this is what it is. They took us from our lifestyle. They took us from our religion. People see this is another thing too. The etymology for religion, people not understanding religion is just a practice. They were jeopardizing him.
Interested in a great read? Check out Greatness is a Habit authored by Aaron Dixon, also known as True. Many of you know him as True. He has authored this amazing read. The book is available on Apple Books. Get your copy today and stay motivated to win.
Understand religion is just a practice. They were jeopardizing him through his practices.
Yeah.
That's what they really did not like him for.
Yep. That's it.
It was the practices and then the lifestyle. And then people was also attending. And then it became this whole thing. He was making the jokes about being a cult, but what is a cult? The United States of America is a cult.
He wasn't making a joke about it. He was saying because they had already called him a cult from Canada. He was like, okay, so they keep on, they gonna keep calling me a cult. So I'ma just do some research. What is a cult?
He broke it down.
Like, they gonna
exactly.
tell me this. Let me make it make sense.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, what they like to do is they like to misconstrue what people say because they are evil. They love doing that.
Yeah.
They use these semantics.
Yeah.
No matter how clear and keenly people are listening, they still will go and switch and turn and bend like a pretzel and go around the corner to go and play hopscotch to red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. We get it. We get it.
Yeah.
Because it can happen to anybody. If you're a ward of the state, it can happen to me, you, she, he. That's what nobody not understanding.
Exactly.
Y'all all celebrating. It's a celebration until
It happened until it happened to
Exactly.
Oh, it's coming. Because in New York, where we at in New York? Yeah. Joe Burden is doing a great job. He's doing a great job out here. Yeah. So let people keep going. Let them keep going. And Atlantis is the place to play games. Georgia is the very place to play games. Y'all keep playing these games in Georgia. Atlantis is not really falling. Y'all gonna keep playing and playing and playing until y'all conjure up this energy out there. And then it's gonna be like, oh, they making fun of his God. Okay, we gonna see which God. Since they're making fun. That's wild crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They making fun of Allah. They making fun of Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad. Whatever it is that you get your instructions from to be in the bounds of righteousness, they don't like that. They don't like that. So y'all cheering, ooh, hooray, yay, yay. Y'all don't even know.
They know not what they do. They don't know what they doing. They can't know what they doing.
Y'all love it, but y'all don't know that there's an answer. Your soul is recording, beloved. They got the supercomputer in Seattle. Guess what? There's an Akashic record. Everything is being recorded. It's being recorded, beloved. Y'all going in like nothing is being seen. Oh, they lying on the stand. And keep in mind, they swore on the basic instruction. They swore on the Bible too.
You see.
You swore on the spell book. The last laugh is gonna be with you. That's what they're not getting.
Yeah.
Them Elohims is.
Have you checked out our new merch? Support the Medaya movement, where comfort is our main goal. Let your wardrobe be a reflection of your finesse and personal flair. With every thread woven with care, our apparel is designed to not just look great, but feel great too. We believe in celebrating every body type with our diverse range of stylish, high-quality clothing. We are not just selling merch, we're curating confidence, ensuring you step out in style every single day. Experience the blend of fashion-forward trends and timeless classics in our collections. And with our inclusive sizing, you'll find the perfect fit that makes you feel confident and fabulous. Embrace the Medaya movement experience today. Shop now. The link is in the bio.
That's what they're not getting.
Yeah.
Them Elohims is no joke. Y'all talk about karma. That's what the Elohims is. You see? So no matter how they carry on and try to sway this thing like everybody is not seeing for themselves, you cannot insult people's intelligence like that. The actual charges that he was allegedly convicted of, there was no evidence, no nothing. The girl said she made love. She went back upstairs after they was with the phone when she was going through the door and the girls came and they took the phone. They wanted to take my phone. And I went back upstairs and the Uber was outside and I put the stuff in the Uber, but then I went back upstairs to talk to Chief. And then he just was, I started crying in his arms. We made love.
Yeah.
This is what the young lady says in the first interview. Then she goes to the T and says something a little bit slightly same, a little bit different.
But
Then the girl starts to talk.
Exactly. Exactly.
And no, y'all trying to be oblivious to this? That is evil.
That's
evil.
Wicked. Like,
that's
how do you
evil.
have selective hearing to not hear?
Correct.
That's
why you telling me the ethers is not blue purple. It's not purple blue. You telling me is oh no, the sky is some crazy color. That's wild. This is what they did to everybody, the whole world I was watching. This is what they did. They really played on everybody's head top.
Yeah.
And then
they did.
The young ladies don't even know that they're being used as a catalyst because they're going to get thrown under the bus too sooner or later. They don't know that they're, let me tell you something. I come from a military background.
Each one of them, because guess what? You think that they were for you, but they got what they wanted. Right now, they're going to turn against you. And now they come.
Guys, this is a moment that I have personally anticipated. This book is now available for pre-order. Authored by Janae Newell. The title is Lesson Learned. Janae shares a part of her journey with us, and I am looking forward to this amazing read. I myself am already on the pre-order list. If you're interested in being one of the first people to get this book, definitely hit Janae up on IG. Her IG is janae.alexandria. So hit her DM, let her know you're interested, and be sure to let her know that Medea sent you.
For you. Because they not caring about none of that. No.
They don't care about none of us, beloved.
Caring about it.
Them detectives don't care about them women. They don't care about them.
No, they don't.
They don't care.
They got what they wanted. They got a conviction, and now they got to come and get some more.
That's a check for them. That's a check.
They got paid.
The prison warden's check for that bunk. He's a high profile. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. So I'm going to go off the air and we're going to talk, but I had to let this be known because there's information out here that they hide. This is not stuff that I'm lying or making up. Yeah. I'm not talking about these crazy Moors that are pretending to be sovereign citizens. I'm talking about real faithful Moors that understand that they are not undesirable as a citizen under America, right? Because this is America. We're not under these people's jurisdiction because they practice evil stuff. We need to be seen as rightful citizens of our nation. We have a nation and we have a society, and that's what they've been hiding all along. But the jig is up because they've been using this straw man, like our first last name, as an instrument, and they've been working us. Working us. We can't travel. We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing because you're a ward of the state. You consider yourself a color, but guess what, beloved? You're a part of the colorable law. If they want to George Floyd you or whoever they want to do, Travis, whatever, they can.
They gonna do it. They gonna do it.
They can get away with it too.
They gonna do it, and they don't got no shame in their game in doing it. Yep. The lady,
I'm not trying to throw people under the bus that claim to be black and
the truth.
HBCU and all these things. I'm just saying, look into what I'm saying.
It's the truth. It's true. Like, I don't understand. Like, they and then they protect their own, because for them to have the news come out and say somebody affiliated with the case called COVID, why you lying? You know the judge caught COVID. Yeah, what? And you know that her civil duty was supposed to be above the guidelines. Like, you can't follow no guideline. You're a judge. You sentence people to you handle their fate. You still a public servant. But you supposed to be above a guideline. How do you have a standard, say, oh, I'm following God? No, you supposed to be above. You got COVID. You supposed to take the days off. I don't care you trying to say, oh, he's trying to get out of this case. No, he's trying to. This whole court, everybody who was in there was exposed to COVID. COVID don't even leave your body. It won't even leave your body till after a year.
It's not, you know what's the crazy part? People not understanding. When you in lockup, COVID is taken differently from when you out in the public. Y'all not getting that. Every time.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
They go to court, every time they leave their cell, they have to go through an intake process. Sometimes it takes them 14 days. Sometimes it could be longer if they want to be a-holes in there. Y'all not understanding, like, they're really slaves in there as a ward of the state. Once they put that jumpsuit on you, beloved, it's over. That's why they was rushing to do all that. They was fiending to chop his antennas off. Fiending.
They didn't even get him in there for hours.
They couldn't wait. They couldn't wait.
For that long.
They couldn't
that was
wait.
that day they chopped his antennas off. We were sitting there.
They couldn't wait.
It's wicked.
That shit crazy.
He was already guilty before he was proven innocent. That is what, and they keep using that saying, and it's not true. They're not even following their own maritime laws. They're not following anything.
No,
they do it.
They're not.
Look at them on Beyonce's internet, trying to make up every single excuse in the book to validate them sitting there, keeping themselves in captivity for a man who may not ever see the light of day again, as far as not in the free world. He is indeed a ward of the state.
Maritime laws, they're not following anything.
No.
They do it.
They're not.
All the time. And this is why I try to explain to people. If you are a ward of the state, you have to understand who you are as a people. Because you have a nationality. You have a nationality, and nationality will always be the order of the day. I am telling y'all. And those that are immigrants, so-called immigrants that are so-called Caribbean affiliates, like I'm talking about those who are Jamaican, Guyanese, Grenadian, and all these things, y'all are also Americans too. They're lying to y'all.
Yep.
The Caribbeans is a part of the Americas. The Americans get it the hardest because this is really Africa. Before the great earthquake, it was Asia. Where we right, and we like to say Africa nonetheless. We could call it whatever. We could call it Amexum. We could call it Northwestern Amexum. We could call it Al Marak. We can call it Al Maghrib. We can call it, but all of them had A's. It was Antarctica, Asia, Africa, Marak. We had a sultan here. We had a whole empire here. This thing is not a joke. They took our rights when we subjected to their terminologies and their brands, which then affected our lifestyle through our mentality. All this, the turbans y'all rock, that's what we support. That's our thing. Turbans is our thing. They took us from that.
And actually made it you a terrorist to wear it.
Precisely. But those are people who don't understand jurisdiction nonetheless, because you still got some Muslims that say that they're Muslim. See, they subject themselves to the construct. And this is why people don't want to claim religion anymore. They say that they're spiritual, but what they don't understand that religion and law play both. They all in correlation, and people don't even know that. They don't know that religion is the law. This is why Christianity is so huge. They took what is, listen, boy, this is not no joke. What happened to the young man could happen to anybody. And why I go so hard is because it almost happened to my brother. And he was in the military. That was even worse. His own girlfriend lied on him and said he sodomized her because she wanted to get more money through the cola.
Damn.
Yes, this is what they do. And then you don't even know who's telling the truth when they come and say rape because of things like this.
Exactly. Like
now it's a process of the boy who cried wolf. Why do we gotta go through this, beloved? Life, beloved, life plus 10, beloved.
With no,
yo,
without,
beloved,
without.
Yo, you know how much murder is in New Yo, I know people. Yo, let me tell you something, bro. Them people are, them people know exactly who. And you know what, too? They know his birth chart. They read, people don't understand that these people are really warlocks. They know you by name. And y'all keep playing with these people. These women keep trying to be the catalyst to hurt these men out here. And y'all don't understand that they're going to turn around and do the same thing to you.
Yeah.
I.e., they don't no longer call women mother anymore. They call you birthing parent. What are you talking about, beloved? They call women womb men. WOMBMEN. Birthing parents? How dare you? So the more out of your the more into your lower self they want you, and these girls just fed right into it. They just fed right into it, and they gonna work them. Now they probably, I know they got paid. My mom was NYPD. My aunt Pat, who was in the Air Force, she was in the Air Force. She was a prison warden. That's how come I be texting. Yeah, so y'all can play all y'all want. These women have a lot of love, even more than the hate. So y'all keep going, because this is not cool. Cause see me, I split justice through the middle. Even me, I'm unbiased to myself.
Exactly.
Like, I don't even care. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But that right there was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's no way. You don't have a rape kit. You don't have nothing. The girls' interviews was all over the place.
But you saw how they didn't want to even let that, like, how do you say, oh, we can't let that video.
Yo.
See, they know what they was doing, because you get the prosecution to play all these videos that sticks and stays on this jury mind, but you don't let nothing come in on the defense side that exonerates him, because that's gonna weigh in heavy on them. So all we got is what happened in the court for that little bitty time. They had a whole fucking week. We had one day. They had almost a week and a half. Of course you gonna remember everything that they said, but y'all can't remember when the lawyer started grilling her and she had to excuse herself to go to use the bathroom. Now, that might not sound like nothing to y'all, but we know her. She used to do that all the time when she was here and we was in meetings, and when she got nervous because she was not telling the truth, she used to go to the bathroom.
Yo.
All I gotta say is these people are absolutely, positively delusional. Now, the fact that the main survivor in this thing, the one that came forward first, not to discredit any of the other survivors, I'm just identifying the individual I'm talking about. But now, because she had to use the bathroom, she was lying. Like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Yo. I watched the same young ladies come and go, especially the brown-skinned young lady.
Yeah.
The Cake. I'm going to call her Cake, because I don't want no... That young lady is wild, bro. Like, what is your problem? What are you doing? First of all, you done left, had children and everything with a whole... Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, beloved? And then you already blew up your own self. You have yourself on tape stating that the other girl is lying and it was being coerced.
And
So how now
they
had to have paid her.
Exactly.
They had to, because
No,
no way she would have switched off like that. It would have just turned on and off like that.
They paid them all. Rick Ross, that co-expert, he was paid.
Yep.
How you got a convicted a convicted felon, and then on top of that, you don't even have no education. Then on top of that, them people ain't had nothing to do with the night. Then on top of that, your witness said that bit, excuse my language, that she was lying. Okay, she lied, and that was made aware to everybody, the judges and the courts. It was in the emergency bond hearing that our attorney had put on there. They was well aware of it, who that girl was. How you a witness for her when you just said flat out she's lying?
Yeah. These women, the women dangerous, cause that's what the system
Yo,
use. They
God
use the
no.
women.
Women is yo. I knew when I seen.
Dangerous.
Listen, when I seen the people, them, the A B C D E F G
Yeah.
people. When I seen how dating became legalized, I said it was us. The women did it. The men did not do that. The men was not with none of that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. They was not with none of that. It was the women. Oh, he looked good in his nails. Leave him alone.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but the views and opinions being expressed right now about the LGBTQ plus community are not those of Medea. Not at all. I feel like this woman at the bottom has some serious issues to work on for herself. Like, I'm trying to figure out why she worrying about what other people eat, because what they eat don't make you sugar honey iced tea.
His nails. Leave him alone. And now look. Now they have your womb in the incubator and they pretending like you don't even exist. You see? This is what they do.
That's
They
crazy.
use us as the catalyst, ruin the man, and then turn around and wipe everybody out.
Yep.
You think people don't know? People watching and people do understand. Y'all could catch some, but not all. Y'all can't catch everybody.
Not everybody.
And I don't watch comments, beloved. So if y'all gonna reach out to me and talk with sense, come in the inbox. I don't care about none of the comments because I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
These grades didn't come from nowhere, beloved. You feel me? And this is not ego. This is just real talk. This is
And
holy
that's the
zeal right
thing,
now.
like they feel like everybody who know what they talking about is ego. No, you know what you talk about. That's how it's gonna sound. That's why Chief sounded like how he was going, like how he sounded, because he was very confident. He knew what he was talking about. He knew the message he was gonna deliver. Same thing. When you're passionate about something, that's how it's gonna come out.
He a Taurus though. His alignments is he's
just who he is.
Yeah, like, but he don't, like, honestly speaking, even with those little attributes that he had, whether sarcastic, whatever, he wasn't a horrible person, beloved. Like, I saw y'all on I saw stuff.
No.
Like, he even, a lot of the times when even y'all used to try to fight, he used to be like, yo, chill. Please, hold on, please. Like, sometimes he used to be like,
Y'all, who they talking about? I know they not talking about Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, right? I know they not. Check out this clip, y'all.
It's all over YouTube. It's all over Instagram.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but Pops Marquez said it best. Remember, he said, Nature Boy, you're going to jail, and all the evidence is on the internet.
Please, hold on, please. Like, sometimes he used to be like, actually, I've seen him get hit.
Come on now.
On camera, beloved. I seen him get.
Come on now.
I saw him get licks on the camera.
Yeah.
And he had he had the discipline to hold it because, you know, men, they gotta be like, you know what I mean? But I've seen him get hit by a woman. I've seen him get hit by a woman.
Exactly.
But that's okay.
Yo, beloved, this y'all hats off to y'all though, because again, they got gender wars going out here, and y'all are totally different from what's going. Like, they be lying with these little social engineering projects that they do, right? Every now and then they put out these little things and people tap into it. They contract to it. Why? Because they opt into it. You don't got a contract with none of these trends. These stuff is putting us in problems.
Man.
They don't get it. Like, they're not getting it.
Yeah.
What you do is who you are, is what they have you as. So your lifestyle, if you are Christian based, guess what? You under their jurisdiction. Just know that.
Exactly.
That's it. And if y'all don't understand this by now, the jig is up. Like, we never said Jesus isn't real. We're saying the story is a little, they finagle the story a little bit. You feel me?
A lot of it.
You understand? A lot of it. You know, Muhammad, same thing. He was a revealer. He wasn't the last prophet, beloved. I'm sorry, the jig is up. Yeah, he was the revealer of the keys. He wasn't the last prophet. Let's talk about it. Okay? Because everybody has gifts. That means you would be null and voiding every of the spirit that came after Muhammad. You sound wild, crazy.
Yeah.
So again, everybody has a gift. You, she, her, me, you, that's there typing. We all got gifts. And a lot of what even the young man said, Elio, as much as y'all don't like him, a lot of what he said came true.
Is true.
So as much as y'all don't like him, guess what? Did he lie?
I'll wait for that answer.
Did he lie?
I'll wait.
When my ears are let, when my ears are the ears are open. Hello, I'm waiting. Did he lie? Because clearly we could see exactly what he was talking about.
Yep, it's happening. Yep.
So everybody laughing, everybody joyful. Yeah, man. When they start kicking in the doors and everybody like, oh, I don't know what to do. Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
I'm
And the
gonna
Moors is out here.
add one person in because she wanted to talk.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I'm really embarrassed because the lady at the bottom sounds like she's Jamaican. And for her to be that ignorant of the United States corporation is just embarrassing to me. But I digress. She talking about people gonna bust in the doors and all this other sugar honey iced tea. Why is she forgetting that most American homes have a pum pum? You know, like the people wouldn't be going down without a fight.
I'm gonna add one person in because she wanted to talk while we all was on. So I'm gonna let one over here.
Islam. You could go ahead, beloved. I could get off too if you want me to. Other people could come up. I don't know how much boxes or squares they allow you, but if you need me to get off, I can. But man, I had to let that off because it was crazy.
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, nah.
All right, so I'm gonna get off y'all, peace, love and light, and y'all continue and commence. Like I said, I'll give y'all all the information I can. I'll see who would be able to adhere to y'all because a lot of people are swaying with the media. Instead of just looking at it from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. A lot of people. So again, I'll be on the back end. All right. So later. Peace.
Love myself.
Peace.
I love y'all. Peace. Peace.
Thankful for that message.
We're thankful.
All right, beloved. How you come off the head?
Let me see.
I think peace.
There's the X.
I think it's like
there
you go.
All right,
you figured it out.
All right.
All right.
Damn, that she broke it down.
She broke it down.
She broke it
like
down. That was
like.
And she didn't even get into a lot of the details because a lot of us are unaware of the details. Like she said, this is Africa right here. They want the people to be brainwashed by the fact that there is treaties that was made with the Aboriginals here, right? But the law is the law, and policies and procedures are not the law. What they're utilizing in their courtrooms are policies and procedures. It has nothing to do with the law. And I've tried to reach out to you ladies several times. I know y'all don't know me off this page, but I'm quite sure y'all will remember the Mother Gaia page. The Mother Gaia page was me when y'all was in, I believe y'all was in Costa Rica. I believe it wasn't. Don't quote me for sure. But it was something happening on this app, and they were real life trying him. And I believe it was when he went to go and see about his daughter when it came to, what's the baby mom name?
Yeah, we know her name.
It was around that time, and I was gifting y'all consistently just so that the Mother Gaia name could come across the screen, because Mother Earth is going to protect. She's going to do what she needs.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, he is going to be exonerated.
Yes.
True. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Excessive punishment is what that was. There's no way in hell that man should be. I don't care what these people are trying to say he allegedly did. None of it. You know how many men are out here doing way worse than what that man is doing? But what he was doing
And get away.
Yeah, he was bringing to the people. He was bringing the facts to the people.
Exactly.
That's his it.
Exactly.
Understand this. In order for them to have actually proceeded with the case against him, they have to have jurisdiction, ladies. These people do not have jurisdiction. This is not they're not operating under a country, they're operating under a corporation. Okay? So they don't have jurisdiction over his body. When you guys go to y'all appeal, y'all have to bring up these facts. And I'm going to put my information in your inbox because I want to talk to you guys about how to read the law.
Okay.
I just got one question, y'all. Where was all these internet attorneys at? Where was all these BIGO lawyers, paralegals at when his trial was happening? Where was they at? Where was they at 2 years ago when he got locked up? Why ain't they actually rush the wives and provide their legal expertise? Like, what? Oh, my goodness. Oh, y'all. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go on ahead and smash the heck out of that like button for me one time. Thank you.
Because I want to talk to you guys about how to read the law.
Okay.
It's so simple.
Yeah, because
That's what
we've been brushing up on as much as we can. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be as prepared for this process so that we won't be like the last process. We was not. We've been brushing up on as much as we can. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be as prepared for this process so that we won't be like the last process. We was not, because of, you know, whatever the case may be, with the counsel that we had was not properly instructing us on. We don't know nothing about it. Like, we don't know. So we are putting as much information as we can for this process, because this process we will be prepared. This process he will be coming home. Because there was a lot of things that went wrong. A lot.
They're not operating under the law, ladies. They are not operating under the law. They are making up their own rules, their own policies, and their own procedures. It's not the law. You guys need to read the United States Code. The United States Code is letting you know exactly how they are in violation, how they are committing crimes against us, the people, and how to handle them with Title 18. When y'all get a chance, read Title 15. Go to 15 and start reading it. Start from and read it over and read it over again.
Okay.
I'm telling you, ladies, you win this when it goes to the Court of Appeal.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in your inbox. I'm gonna give y'all my number.
Please.
I can converse with y'all to understand, because this man don't belong where they got him at.
No.
He has a bigger purpose. And they're trying to take every one of our great leaders that have knowledge of self. They're messing in his mind. They expect the people to wake up. They don't want them to wake up. They want them to be.
Have you checked out our new merch? Support the Medaya movement, where comfort is our main goal. Let your wardrobe be a reflection of your finesse and personal flair. With every thread woven with care, our apparel is designed to not just look great, but feel great too. We believe in celebrating every body type with our diverse range of stylish, high-quality clothing. We are not just selling merch, we're curating confidence, ensuring you step out in style every single day. Experience the blend of fashion-forward trends and timeless classics in our collections. And with our inclusive sizing, you'll find the perfect fit that makes you feel confident and fabulous. Embrace the Medaya movement experience today. Shop now. The link is in the bio.
They expect the people to wake up. They don't want them to wake up. They want them to be asleep.
Exactly.
They want them to stay docile. They want them to stay subject. When you say I'm a United States citizen, you are saying I am property of the United States Corporation.
Yep.
Ain't none of us property. We are the indigenous people that own the land.
Exactly.
Period. Period. And the law is designed, listen, and I know it sounds crazy because people like to say they didn't make the laws for us. No, when you read the law, it will tell you exactly who it is to defend. It is to defend the consumer, the natural person obligated or allegedly obligated to pay a debt. When you read what a debt is an obligation to perform in any kind of way. When you read Title 15, it will tell you that they don't even have the right to tell you that you committed a crime. Yes. Read Title 15, ladies. 15 U.S.C. 1692. If you didn't write it down, write it down. They don't have the right to even say out of their mouths that you committed a crime. That is a crime within itself. You guys can file a quietam. A quietam is meaning that these corporate entities are filing false claims against the United States. Because they're not filing it against him, the natural person. They're filing against the straw man. That they collect from the United States, because the United States owns the straw man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand me? What they're doing is they're defrauding the United States.
Ooh, they messing with her line.
Yeah.
We can't.
It's okay.
Y'all better stop talking to these internet lawyers getting this advice. What y'all need to be doing is working on getting a real appeal attorney so that he can handle this appeal. Get your knowledge, yes, but you need to look it up for yourself because this lady don't sound too right to me. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments.
Line.
Yeah.
We can't.
It's okay. It's fine, ladies. I'm gonna leave my information in your inbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Let's talk. Not on live.
All right.
Because you don't just
No.
1692. Read it. Please read it, ladies.
We will.
And not even say crime. Like peace.
Peace. God is telling some. I'm thankful.
He will be.
Yes,
Yes,
he will.
he will.
He will be
Yes, he will.
exonerated. Yes. Thankful.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the process that we're in right now. So, we're gonna this is what we're going to be doing. Like, this is what we're going to be consuming ourselves with, learning and studying and everything. So, if you want to connect with us, look, do it. Do it. Now is the time.
Yes.
So, we're here. We're going to be here.
Yeah.
And he's going to be free. He's going to be innocent. Because like I said, you guys think that he has a lot of hate. Yes, but we have a lot of love. He has a lot of light
Support
that follows him as well. A very heavy shielding of protection.
Yes.
So we're going to continue to be on here and continue to show you guys, he's innocent. Because this is not the end. It's not nowhere near the end. No.
I'm thankful for the two goddesses who came up here and was just speaking that. That's what, we've been focusing on lately. Like, really studying this law and, like, getting to the nicks and cricks of things. Because Chief already done explained and broke down the system. But now we in a situation where it's like we gotta intricately read these laws, because it's like they'll play in your face if you don't know specific things. Even if you get a lawyer, if you don't, if the lawyer knows that you don't know specific law, they'll just treat you any kind of way, do you any kind of way.
Yeah, and it's like there are certain things like they don't tell you or prepare you for. Like for anybody who out there is experiencing.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I think that Aya, aka Laya, aka Portia Wade, is still salty that they wouldn't let her use her notes. Check out this clip.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you present to the court to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name and spell it for the court, please.
Portia Wade. Porchae. Last name Wade. Wade.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Wade. Ms. Wade, how old are you?
Hold on.
Before Ms. Wade answers, I said she has no
Papers. Yeah, she can't.
Okay, you won't be able to use those, Ms. Wade. You'll have to turn
Can you
those
grab
in.
them from her, please?
Sure, Judge.
I cannot use my notes.
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Ma'am.
Ms. Wade, how old are you?
Hold on.
Before Ms. Wade answers, I said she has no
Papers. Yeah, she can't.
Okay, you won't be able to use those, Ms. Wade. You'll have to turn
Can you
those
grab
in.
them from her, please?
Sure, Judge.
I cannot use my notes.
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Ma'am.
I cannot use my notes.
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Ma'am.
Yo, I almost fell out inside the courtroom, yo, when she was like, I can't use my notes. Like, you're not supposed to have no prepared notes at all. It's just supposed to be your recollection and an honest response, not a scripted response.
They don't tell you or prepare you for. Like for anybody who out there is experiencing this right now, and you're going to court, you have to get everything on the record. If it's not on the record, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So be careful. Mind you, if you know things, say it on the record, because that's how you going to set yourself up for a appeal the proper way. Okay, and a lot of people are not going to tell you that because, like you said, they're getting paid from this. They're benefiting off of this. So and it's really ugly to say, and it's really ugly to see how they operate. But it's what is happening. It's what's happening. So it's like when you doing these procedures and you know the law. That's why I know a lot of you are telling us to study, because this is stuff that we could be saying. Like it doesn't have anything to do with the charges, because y'all really don't care about proving him to be innocent. You know what I'm saying? And so it doesn't matter. They didn't ask us nothing about it because they didn't care.
No, they did.
They had already what they were going to do. And the judge said on national TV, she said, before, this was the week before, she said this is going to be done by Friday. And that was the beginning of the week. She said that this is going to be done by Friday. How do you know when it's going to be done?
You don't know how long the defense needs to take to show their evidence and their witnesses. We have to look at this
And
stuff.
see, like, this is very important. Like, a lot of people, and they like, oh no, like, nah, y'all cannot have so much hatred within yourselves to see that somebody had been done wrong. I don't care. Like, y'all don't go this hard for the injustices that is happening in y'all face,
Community.
in your
Own
eye,
neighborhood.
or even in your own house. You don't
Even
hit.
in
You
your
don't
own
go as
house.
far as y'all is going.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And these two goddesses that came up here, I feel like we all need to look into this stuff that they're saying, and like really study this stuff and understand this stuff, the straw man and the living and how we consider dead and the debts. We need to like look into all this, because this is how they look at the world and society and how they look at people.
Yeah.
People just get up and go to work and not even knowing what exactly going to work even means. So what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Poppy. But yeah, we need to look at these stuffs.
Peace.
Yo, I don't know if y'all know this. Leisure was blessed to have y'all. Seriously, I don't know if you ever heard this before, but he is definitely blessed to have y'all. And even throughout this whole time, it's showing how much y'all really, 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 genuinely care. I think a lot of y'all got to understand the fact that even if y'all don't like Nature Boy, the haters out there, you got to look past that. Even though y'all may think that y'all doing something actually positive, but you're actually doing something like you're doing damage.
It's
You're actually
crazy.
doing Eligio, the action. Y'all actually doing damage. Y'all have lowered the burden of proof when it comes down to proving somebody beyond reasonable doubt.
Beyond
2024, watching Nature Boy's case in every aspect was a flagrantly violated, from the police, start off with the warrant and everything else from top to finish. I have never in my life seen somebody rights flagrantly violated like that, y'all, with no proof.
No evidence.
no proof. None.
This is like the
Zero.
Hearsay.
y'all. This is like almost 200 years, what was it, 18, whatever the hell it is, when they said, Abraham Lincoln said the slaves is free, but we all know that slaves weren't free, although we don't see no whips and chains. You know what I'm saying? They continued on systematically through laws and policies. Y'all all understand that, right? Systematically through laws and policies. Slavery never ended. Black code, Jim Crow law, war on drugs and stuff like that. Continue to lock us all up. When it comes down to it, it's like I'm watching a modern day lynching in 2024.
That's exactly
what you watching.
That's what this is.
Exactly what you watching.
That's what it is.
And like, I know a lot of y'all is broken by hurt and everything else, but y'all don't make no sense. Y'all don't make no sense at all. Like, and it's sad to the point where I keep saying this, even when Nature Boy up, when it comes down to it, it's like I'm watching a modern day lynching in 2024.
That's exactly
what you watching.
That's what this
That's
is.
exactly what you watching.
And like, I know a lot
That's
of y'all
what
is
it
broken
is.
by hurt and everything else, but y'all don't make no sense. Y'all don't make no sense at all. Like, and it's sad.
They need to stop talking about no evidence.
About the revenge porn, we're talking about the rape. We're talking about when she tried to leave.
No. What I'm saying to you is, why would I need to rape her if I myself was born? This is my girl. Why would I rape her? And then she left. She left in the middle. She just left. First of all, she had to leave. No, this is what happened. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Okay. When I'm in the room, I'm gonna be all the way real with you. I'm gonna boom her. I'm like, this is my girl. She's about to leave because she's mad. She's emotional. She's getting emotional because we're doing what's going. She could be getting it together. And she's like, I give up. I don't want to do this no more. And I'm, problem. So I'm like, hey, chill out. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I hugged her. Mm-hmm. And when she's like, no. And I'm like, babe, like, you know how it is. Like, it wasn't no, stop. No, I would never. It was like, babe.
Y'all don't make no sense at all. Like, and it's sad to the point where I keep saying this, even when Nature Boy said what he said at the end, that I love you, that's powerful. I know that hurt that judge. Know that hurt people. That resonated more. That resonated more with people by saying that. You got what you wanted. Are you happy now?
And the judge said,
how the judge gonna jump in on it? Like,
if you have remorse, why does he need to feel remorse about some shit that he didn't do?
Yeah, Ashley was saying, like, a lot of y'all be crazy. Like, I don't know what's wrong.
Understand.
Y'all need some stuff on the end. Like, y'all need to heal on the inside, y'all. A lot of y'all say that y'all knock them for their religion, their beliefs, but however, a lot of y'all are supposed to be biblical folks. Hold on a second, y'all. 1 second.
And I do want to point something out. If y'all had watched that, You gonna see, what did they all do? They all pointed the finger. They all attacked him. None of them said, I forgive you. None of them said none of that. No love, nothing.
Yep.
What did he say? I forgive. Are you happy?
Are you happy?
I forgive you. I still love you.
That's powerful.
Now, people claiming to be a religious or anything like that, but is that something, like, look at his response and look at that and they response. Is that something that Jesus would have done? They response?
Mm-mm.
You know what the word teaches
No,
about y'all?
it
All
really
y'all
ain't.
supposed to be,
On
all y'all
stones.
Christians, all my Islam folks, y'all know y'all go by the Old Testament teachings as well. If y'all running around here happy and rejoice in the fact that after somebody else's downfall, or that what y'all perceive as a downfall, something is really wrong with you. You got to fix on that inside. Y'all see what the scriptures say. Do not gloat when your enemy falls. When he stumbles, do not let your heart rejoice. And this is the same thing. That same, how y'all identify as nature boy being evil. Some of y'all have allowed, whether y'all want to hear this or not, some of y'all have allowed that, what y'all say he's evil, that evil quote unquote energy to become your actual God. To the point where you
Evil.
don't even know what right and wrong is. It done
That
went
shit
against
was
your
evil.
whole morality is all important to the point where even if a person is being wronged, you can't even see past it. You start rejoicing in their downfall. You going against the word that you said that you profess. Like y'all not making no sense. Y'all are backwards. And when it
Yep.
comes down to it as a whole,
Yep.
y'all, for society, black folks, y'all should be on the phones right now. Y'all should be on the phones, calling, emailing, everything. Because it's right
Yep.
in front of y'all face.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right in front of y'all. For y'all seen everything. Y'all have seen 2024 modern.
Interested in a great read? Check out Greatness is a Habit authored by Aaron Dixon, also known as True. Many of you know him as True. He has authored this amazing read. The book is available on Apple Books. Get your copy today and stay motivated to win.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right in front of y'all. For y'all seen everything. Y'all have seen 2024 modern day lynching.
Exactly.
And it's
Doing
Exactly.
it to ourselves.
crazy, yo. Crazy.
Damn.
It's like some of y'all just gave them the tools just to sit at the table. Here you go. Here you go, master. Some of y'all said it's a thing. Some of y'all went to court and said, you know, he always puts just a white, it's a us versus them type thing. It's a white versus black type thing. Well, you see,
Damn.
you don't believe,
That's
I'm telling y'all, look,
crazy. And they
it's March
okay.
9th, 2024. If
It's
you don't
it's
believe it's a
got
white
so
versus,
twisted. It's got so twisted. They
yeah,
celebrating with it like you celebrating at a lynching.
Yes, I don't know white and black no more. It's black
Like
people. We
it's
doing
just
it
the
to ourselves.
spirit. Like it's just the
The
spirit. Like
spirit, yeah.
and
I
it's
don't
like, y'all don't
understand how
believe it,
people
y'all?
can actually be excited and celebrating and drinking and because of this. Like
Mm-hmm.
and continuing to hate. We made a GoFundMe page
It's a sickness.
yesterday. They closed it down.
Yep.
The hate is crazy,
Yep.
but
Crazy.
the love is real. Like we
Man,
got as much haters, like I said earlier, as much haters, we got as much love.
Yep.
Cause we
man,
standing for something here. We standing for the truth. And the
yeah,
truth is always gonna come to the light at the end of the day. The truth is going to outweigh a lie every time. You will see
Every
in the
time.
long run.
Mm-hmm.
A lie, give it enough time,
Hmm.
look, y'all.
and you will see.
I've seen a lot of people
Hmm.
on here on social media saying they're trying to rationalize this and they're trying to say he got what he deserved. That's his karma. Blah 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 blah. However, they know that the person lied, exaggerated, fabricated, whatever it may be. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. God don't need y'all assistance to lie on nobody. I promise you, he don't. He don't need you to put vengeance in your hand in order to execute anything. He don't need your assistance. I promise you, he don't. He do not need your assistance to do something evil to somebody else because you hurt, because you got dark on your inside. He don't need your assistance, y'all. You don't have to do that. I promise you. When it comes down to it, y'all saying that he being shown right now. No, y'all respond. Y'all talking about God is showing them something. God is showing y'all something as well, and y'all can't even see it because y'all so lost.
Exactly.
Y'all can't even
What
see
are
it.
what
God
are
is looking
you
at your response to
learning?
this. He looking at how you rejoicing in your enemy's downfall, and that's Y'all
Lies
need to
and
take out that speck
deceit.
That's
out your own eyes.
crazy.
Take the speck out your own eyes. I'm not Nature Boy is my dog. Legio is my dog. I'm not saying that Legio is perfect, but however he deserves the right to due process. Black folks, melanated folks, minorities in the
Yeah.
Exactly.
United States of America,
Due
y'all have the right
process.
to due process no matter what the situation is, no matter what the crime is. You have the right to due process. And that's what y'all need to understand.
Exactly.
Just like they did when the boy that killed, he went in the church, killed 14 people, and they took his ass to Burger King, y'all. He got due
Mm-hmm.
process. Last I checked,
Damn.
Zimmerman's still running around here free, even though the police told him don't pursue Trayvon Martin. And Zimmerman is running around here still.
Guys, this is a moment that I have personally anticipated. This book is now available for pre-order, authored by Janae Newell. The title is Lesson Learned. Janae shares a part of her journey with us, and I am looking forward to this amazing read. I myself am already on the pre-order list. If you're interested in being one of the first people to get this book, definitely hit Janae up on IG. Her IG is janae.alexandria. So hit her DM, let her know you're interested, and be sure to let her know that Medea sent you.
Free. Like,
And
this is crazy.
did that right there in front of everybody though.
Yeah.
Right there in front of everybody.
And some of y'all can't see past it. Let me explain to y'all something. Y'all know, all y'all know who George Floyd is, right? I want y'all to see this. Everybody know who George Floyd is, when it got stepped on back of his neck. R.I.P. If y'all ever listened to people that talked about George Floyd before, they didn't like George Floyd. They said George Floyd was a nothing. But at the end of the day, when they seen what happened to him being stepped on the back of his neck for like 9 minutes long, they were able to separate the two. Whether you don't like George Floyd because of stuff he did before or what occurred, like what it actually occurred, you have to be able to separate the two. And if you can't separate the two, that is a problem. That is a straight up problem.
Crazy.
Separate
That's
the two, y'all.
crazy.
Wrong is wrong. That's right.
Wrong is wrong. This is wrong. But we're gonna continue to shed light on the situation. We're gonna continue to come on here. We're going to continue to proclaim his innocence, speak the truth, because that's all we know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
we about
I keep
to
saying
get
this.
off here.
I'm about one last thing before y'all leave. I
Go
keep saying
ahead.
this. I see a whole lot of people. 99% of y'all are saying he deserved it because some stuff y'all heard or what y'all seen years ago, 10 years ago. I don't hear hardly none of y'all saying Neytiri was telling the truth. I don't hear none of y'all saying that. In fact, it's more truth, the fact that she lied, than the shit even occurring. Take care, like.
Love myself.
Love myself.
We will be back.
Yes, we'll be back working on these appeal lawyers. If y'all got any lawyers, send them. We're going to call them. You want to send a donation, hit us up in the inbox. We'll send you the cash app.
Yeah, because
once we find a lawyer,
we can't put anything out.
we can't put none of our information out. Nothing. So we have to filter through who's inboxing us and making sure they really want to help, because infiltrators be even trying to be like, help us get the information. And so we just gotta be alert and precise with how we move. So if you do want to support us, don't hesitate to hit the inbox.
That's facts.
But we are gonna get off of here. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all for seeing this, putting your feelings to the side and looking at it for what it really is.
Yeah, I mean, an innocent man, he's innocent. I mean, anybody with common sense could see this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know about the world today. I don't know.
It's messed up.
It's crazy.
It's fucked up. It's messed up. And it got me in a space where I'm just sitting like, damn, like I'm in like a mode of like just looking at this shit like, wow, this is the world that we live in. Like, wow.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
It kind of leave you speechless sometimes. It kind of do. It's fucked up.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Keep going.
Peace to the gods. Peace.
Love myself.
Love myself.
3 is free.
3 is free. He coming home.
Victory.
I'm steady trying to find the motive. Why do what I do? And freedom ain't getting no closer. No matter how far I go, my car is stolen. No registration. Cops patrolling. And now they done stop me and I get locked up. They won't let me